President Muhammadu Buhari has signed the 2018 budget into law.
But he expressed his reservations about the changes made in the budget by the National Assembly, which he believes will make his administration unable to implement key projects. Diamodu tells us more.
7 months after President Muhammadu Buhari presented the 2018 appropriation bill before the National Assembly, it is being signed into law at this ceremony. It is a development the president is not particularly pleased with, considering his administration's efforts to return the implementation of the budget between a January to December timeline.
When I submitted the 2018 budget proposals to the National Assembly on 7th November 2017, I had hoped that the usual legislative review process would be quick so as to move Nigeria forward to a predictable January-December financial year. The importance of this predictability cannot be overemphasized.
Moreover, he has a lot of reservations about the changes made to the budget by the federal legislature, which he feels will impede the implementation of his government's economic recovery and growth plan, following the budget cuts on major infrastructure projects across the country, amounting to about 347 billion naira. He also queries projects added to the budget by the National Assembly, which total over 500 billion naira, some of which fall under the purview of states and local governments, and the addition to the National Assembly budget of about 14 billion naira.
Such example of projects from which cuts were made are as follows. A. The provisions for some nationally, regionally strategic infrastructure projects, such as funding for the Mambila power plant, second Niger bridge ancillary roads, the east to west road, Boni Bodo road, Lagos Ibadan expressway, and Itape Ajakuta rail project were cut by an aggregate of 11.5 billion naira.
And after carefully cataloguing the anomalies he has observed in the 2018 budget sent to him by the National Assembly, President Buhari signs the document into law, pledging to send a supplementary budget meant to address some of these anomalies. On their part, the federal legislators present insist they have played their part in the budget process and pledge to cooperate in helping to speedily pass the supplementary budget the president is to send.
The job of parliamentarians is a very difficult one. The way the budget came, if we have allowed it to go that way, we will have been in trouble with those who elected us into office. You have to balance between the 6 geopolitical zones. So it's the balancing effort by the National Assembly that led to those observations.
The president is at liberty to raise some of these observations he has raised. But the most important thing you have to note is that the budget is at least now signed by the president. The budget is now law of the federation, and we expect the executive arm of government to now implement the budget to the latter. Should the president now have other concerns to bring about maybe amendments or some supplementary budgets for the National Assembly to consider, I think we will at the same time also be at liberty to look at the president's concerns and look at those things that he wants us to now review. And I want to believe the National Assembly is always in a position to work hand in hand with Mr. President.
For the first time in the history of this administration, neither the Senate President Bukola Saraki nor the Speaker House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara were present at the signing of the budget ceremony. Tayamodu, TVC News, Abuja.